Hello. In this lesson, we're going to talk about climographs. Okay. Now, before I get into exactly what a climograph is, I want to talk about the difference between climate and weather. All right. Weather refers to the atmospheric conditions in one particular place at any given time. So I can look out the window here today, and I can say that in Bangkok, we have a clear sky. Okay, it's very hot, it's 40 degrees, and it's very dry. Okay, and that would describe the weather in Bangkok today. However, I cannot look out the window and tell you the climate of Bangkok. Why not? Because climate refers to atmospheric conditions in any given place over a long period of time. All right. So after living in Bangkok for a year, 2 years, 3 years, I can get an idea of what the climate of Bangkok is like. Okay, I can talk about when rainy season starts, when the dry season is, when the cool season is, okay, and what the atmospheric conditions are like over, let's say, the period of a year, and that would be the climate. Okay, so a climograph describes the climate of a particular region. So it describes the atmospheric conditions in one region over a long period of time. Now, if you look at this climograph right here, you'll see that it looks like a combination of a line graph and a bar graph. Okay, now the line tells us one thing and the bars tell us another. Okay, the bars will tell us the amount of precipitation in this particular region. In this case, we're looking at the climate of Whoville. All right, and the line would indicate the temperature at different points in time. Okay, so as it says here, climographs compare temperatures and precipitation amounts in a particular location. The temperature and precipitation amounts can be listed on either the left or the right. So in this case, the temperature is located over here. Okay, we've got a scale from minus 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. And here on the left, we've got precipitation measured in millimeters, okay, from 0 up to 350 millimeters. Okay, so when you look at a climograph, or when you draw your own climographs, you need to be aware of the scale and the units being used. Okay, so perhaps you're looking at centimeters instead of millimeters. Probably won't be the case, but it's possible. Okay, and temperature could be measured in degrees Fahrenheit, all right, on some climographs, but we're going to deal in degrees Celsius. Okay, and when you draw your own climographs, you have to choose the appropriate scale. All right, if the temperature never goes above, let's say, 30 in the region whose climate you're describing, you don't want to have a scale that goes all the way up to maybe 50 or 60. All right, 40 would be plenty. All right. So again, you might see a climograph with temperature over here on the left and precipitation on the right. You just have to indicate which is which, okay, and label them properly. Months are always going to be listed on the bottom. Okay, so precipitation temperature can be labeled on either the left or the right. We have to add our scales, and the months of the year will always be indicated on the bottom. Okay, so temperature is shown using a line. This line indicates temperature. So if we go to March, the temperature in Whoville in March is what? About maybe 28 degrees Celsius, and then in August it's about the same. However, in December we can see that the temperature drops to about 20 degrees Celsius on average for that month. All right, precipitation amounts are shown using the bars. Okay, so let's take a look at June here. All right, during the month of June in Whoville, we get about 250 millimeters of rain, or snow, but because it's 30 degrees, we know it's rain. All right. And then in December, we don't get much rain at all, maybe about, 20 millimeters of rain for the month of December. Okay, so that's how you read a climograph, and that's something that we'll be doing in class and at home, and you will also have to create your own climographs. So I want to point out one more thing here. There is, of course, a title. Never forget your title. Don't forget your labels, precipitation, temperature, and the months. Okay. And also do not forget that line is temperature, bars, precipitation. That's it for this lesson. Thank you for listening.